Live from the MultiGP headquarters, this is MultiGP News.
Today on MultiGP News, these pilots competed at the team races at the International Open last month. Hear what they had to say about the tough competition. Also, the last final of the 2017 Regional Series is closing out in Detroit. MultiGP News has the full recap. What's up, everyone? I'm Jefte Puente.
And I'm Reese, and all this and much more coming up.
What's up, everyone? My name is Olaf Viking FTV Hitchwa, and you're watching MultiGP News. I'll see you at the National Championship.
What's up, everyone? I'm Christian Amari Van Sloan, and you're watching MultiGP News. I'll see you at the 2017 National Championships in Reno.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories this week on the MultiGP Rundown. It's a hot topic on social media. Is the crash recovery feature permitted in races? A MultiGP community member recently posed a question on social media, and the post sparked heavy opposition from both sides. MultiGP has no rule against it, but we do support the advance of flight control technology.
Look, I've been saying that for quite some time. Wouldn't you try to better your odds to get past the finish line?
I mean, less crashes is better for everyone, in my opinion.
I mean, it makes sense. Now, the finals can be a nerve-wracking time for most of the pilots competing. Christian Amari Van Sloan would agree after coming in second at the 3A regional finals in Iowa last month. Here's what he had to say about battling Brian Brain Drain Morris, who came in first in the fight for Reno.
So our club actually got our finals course materials about a week and a half before our actual finals event, so we took advantage of that and set up the course the Saturday before our event, and then we got permission to leave it up like the whole week so we could all come out and practice. So after we got everything set up for the first time, we held our race right afterward, and that was where I had my first opportunity to meet and race against Brian Morris, Brain Drain. And at the end of the day, he ended up taking first and I ended up taking second by a whole lap, and it was a realization where I'm like, okay, this is the guy I'm gonna need to beat Saturday. He's definitely someone to watch out for. So that whole week, I went every day I got off of work, I went out there and spent 4 to 5 hours just getting packs in, figuring out the best lines, trying to tighten up, getting more consistent, figuring out where I could pick up speed. And going into Saturday, I felt super prepared. I'm like, all right, I spent a lot of time reviewing a lot of DVR footage. I know how I'm going to go about doing this. I've got the laps in. I know the course like the back of my hand. And after the race was said and done, he still ended up beating me, but it was by about 3 seconds. I was pretty upset at first. Kept a smile on my face, but I'm like, oh, second, I was so close. Give me this day over again. I can beat him. But at the same time, I'm a really competitive person, and I know I can just use that as further drive to say, all right, you have room for improvement. My favorite heat of the whole day at our actual finals race, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th heat, and I was chasing Brian like the entire heat, like behind him, like every time I turned a corner, he was just turning the next corner. I'm like, oh, I'm getting so close. And I was finally able to catch up enough where we were like top plate to bottom plate going down the tunnel, and peeled out around there to go toward the start line. I was finally able to pass him, and that was really cool. And then just knowing for the rest of like the 2 or 3 laps or whatever we had left that he was breathing down my neck the entire time, so I had to keep on it. It wasn't over as soon as I passed him. I had to keep on it. And that made for some really fun racing, and it was super competitive. I love it.
Now, before we move on to our regional update, we asked pilots on social media who they thought would be the next 2017 national champion. And while there were a lot of good names thrown out there, pilots put their money on McGap, Beast Mode, Doma, Captain Vanover, Nomad, Nurk, and so many more amazing racers. I can't wait to see which one comes out on top.
Man, if style and swagger can win a race, you gotta watch out for Envy Astro, because he's definitely coming for you.
Now it's time for our 2017 Regional Series update. The last final in the Regional Series has officially come to an end, and we want to thank all of the pilots who participated in the series and congratulate those who advanced to the championships.
Now here's a recap of the 3C final in Detroit.
The last regional final in the 2017 series closing out in Detroit as pilots battled it out for a ticket to the national championships. The 3C final, hosted by Detroit Drone, had 36 pilots, some traveling from Canada, Ohio, and Pennsylvania to compete for a shot at Reno. The event, sponsored by Acon Electronics, XLRC, and Detroit Multirotor, The race kicked off with sunny skies in the mid-70s with some mild wind. The track no challenge for these racers since they had plenty of practice time on the course. Pilots speeding through the gravity gate with full control, many making 5 laps during the race. Computer issues with live time was the only minor setback, but that didn't stop the race from pushing forward. Many passerby are stopping to watch as several quads zip through obstacles like a swarm of bees. The standard 3 out of 5 heat format giving pilots their final score. After some intense competition, Terry Beast Mode coming in first and Jesse Nomad second. Those 2 pilots packing their bags to the national championships. Pilots coming in 3rd through 6th also heading to Reno, but have to battle it out in the Series 60. Young pilot Ellie Bull FPV, who came in 3rd, making history for being the first Canadian pilot to head to the national championships. Good luck to all the pilots in Reno.
This is your chance to go pro and get your name out to more sponsors than ever before. If you want to step into the big leagues, help us help you. Find a buddy who enjoys filmmaking and create a pilot bio answering a few simple questions like who you are, what MultiGP chapter you fly with, and what made you get to Reno. Keep it 3 minutes or less, upload that video to YouTube, and submit the link to us right here at news@multigp.com. Sponsors want to see a little bit more than flying and what separates you from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, didn't you create a video for Davis D and Navihawk, right?
Yeah, man, if you have any questions, I'll be here to answer any questions. Just hit me up in the DM.
Yeah, he knows what's up with the video editing. Hit him up. We'll add a link to the videos that Reese has created down below. And for all your updated regional series information, please head to multigp.com, click on the Drone Racing Championship tab. And when we come back, they battled head-to-head in the team races at the RIOT International Open last month. Now hear what they had to say, racing against some of the fastest pilots in the world.
Plus, it's our crash of the week. You're going to want to stick around for that.
Now, the team races at the RIOT International Open was a sight to see. The energy was hype and the racing was lit.
And we sat down with a few of those pilots who competed in those races. Hear what they had to say about the competition.
These pilots battled it out in the team races at the International Open last month. Meet Team Flight Club from Texas, who came in 2nd in the competition.
We're from Dallas, Texas. I'm Envy Astro. This is Sed Hendo, Adam 20, and Mr. Handicap.
Their head-to-head fight for first place was against some tough competitors like Team Next Blades.
When I watch these other pilots, I'm like, these guys are really, really good. And I hope my guy comes out on top, right? But I have so much confidence in these guys, this group of guys that I fly with, that I'm kind of like, I expect them to do well. All in all, we know how great these other pilots are.
Skill level was great. Everybody was doing really well. Team race, we were in 2 team races in Muncie. The first one was just a regular team race. You could call it a Team World Cup because we had teams from all around the world there, right? And you know, every team had their best pilots there. So the skill level was really high. The experience was mainly about making everything click, and you know, making the 4 team members work as one to do well at that race.
Gil Coronado, who you may know as 32 Bits of Gil, also from the Lone Star State. He competed in the races with his group Team Race Flight, coming in 3rd, right behind Flight Club.
I was with Team Race Flight, which is Elio, McFly, Preston Garrison III, and myself. It's interesting to race against these guys that are, you know, from their parts of the world are considered the best. You know, getting together with Manny and hanging out with him.
So how did these teams plan everything out?
We were just basing it off the lowest guy that had the lowest laps, which was at that time was Sed. I'm gonna call him out right now.
Call me,
it was Sed.
He gonna do it.
And we just kind of pretty much, you know, just guesstimated what was the percentage that he had compared to my laps, because I had the highest ones.
But the story is, we actually had Ivan's girlfriend do the math. She was sitting in the pits with us and she was doing the math.
Oh, was she the one doing the math?
Yeah. She was the secondary.
So we had help. We had another team member that was helping us out with the math.
Team Mom.
The thing that actually won was proper planning and proper management and lap counts. So what we did was we had our 4 pilots, and all we were doing was just whatever Preston told us to do. So the main idea was that Preston would keep count of everybody's laps, make sure that everybody's running at their pace, and then he would only allow you to run depending on what was happening, if you had enough laps or whatever.
Now everybody's heard the saying, don't mess with Texas, but what happens when 2 powerful teams from the big state face off?
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, we fly against those guys all the time.
Yeah.
These 2 teams seem to have a long-standing rivalry, and members from Flight Club saying they can beat Team Race Flight anytime.
Team Race Flight, look out, we're coming for you. Man, Patchy Pass is gonna be different this year. Let me tell you, buddy. We're gonna fly that bridge and we're gonna take you down.
Well, you know what it's gonna be like? It's gonna be like the way it was back in December when we whooped the at the team race. It's gonna be just like Muncie, where we whooped Muncie, and now Apache Pass is gonna be the same way.
Triple Crown.
Triple Crown.
And what does Team Race Flight have to say about the challenge?
I'd love to. I mean, there was some scoring discrepancy between the 2 teams at the IO, and I think it comes down to the fact that we had a timing system fail in the middle of one of our heats, and the judges' scores were different than what the timing system was said. But in the end, yeah, like, I'd totally love to run that race again against them.
It's no secret, pilots who attended the International Open not only made their teams stronger, but put in plenty of practice time for the 2017 National Championships in Reno this month.
And until someone dethrones Sean Taylor, I'm not going to say these young cats are taking everything yet. Got to dethrone the king.
He's not going to be there, though.
Yeah, this time.
So it's by default somebody else is going to take the championship.
After some intense racing, which left many pilots at the edge of their seats, Team Nextblade's coming in first, making them the first team to win a multi-GP team race. Flight Club second, and Race Flight third.
No, but I would actually like to challenge Nextblade.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think so. I think we could beat them. Although,
like a 20-minute limit,
we would like to have a rematch. With
although, so Nextblade, if you're watching this, we're calling you out to another team race.
Come to America, though. We're not going to Europe.
Yeah, come here.
Come to Texas. Let's fly here in Texas.
Yeah.
One thing is for sure, these teams are hungrier than ever for their #1 spot and hope to reach that goal at the 2018 International Open.
Let me tell you, International Open was awesome. I had a great time. I felt like a kid in a candy store, really, because I'm seeing all the people, Nerd, everyone that I've seen on YouTube and that I've had a little bit of time with, I've been able to talk to and things like that. But then they turn around and like, man, I watched your video. I saw your video.
Now let's get ready for our crashes of the week.
We want to thank everyone who submitted those clips, so check them out.
Crash of the week.
Now, if you'd like your crash featured on an upcoming episode, please email your videos to news@multigp.com. That's all the time we have for this episode of MultiGP News. Please remember we have a need for volunteers at championship races. Click the link below, sign up, volunteer. You'll get a free t-shirt or 2 or 3 and some swag. So
dude, he's been sitting in this office creating all this beautiful, beautiful imagery. This is the guy that makes all the graphics if you don't know. So finally, we're aiming to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So thanks to all our viewers, we're already halfway there. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell icon because you're never going to want to miss an update. Thanks for watching. I'm Reese.
And I'm Jefte Puente. See you next time.
If you like this video, press the like button below, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in being showcased in the next episode of MultiGP News, please contact us at news@multigp.com.